The South African Reserve Bank, just like the National Treasury or the Department of Finance, it is not run by black people. So the black leaders that they are calling the big title here are not running the show here. The show is run by white people who have been employed since apartheid and are here. And are the ones who give our black leaders who have accepted to be the statute of white capital instructions. So the 2% that we are talking about earlier is not a decision of MK Gondogwana. It's not even a decision of Cyril Ramaphosa. Cyril Ramaphosa and MK Gondogwana, they are just messengers of white capital. So we are here to send a message not to the messengers of white capital, but to white capital itself. To say 30 years of democracy, 30 years of the poverty of black people is going to stop. Because MK is here to reverse the pain that you have been suffering for the last 30 years. So where we are now, we're going to be handing over a memorandum technically to a gentleman called Luther Lebelo. But Luther Lebelo is nothing else but just a black guy who's just happy to have a job with no power. And that's why 2 weeks ago, he was given the professorship by the Stellenbosch University. Because he's the boy of the Stellenbosch University. So we're sending a message to him that don't worry, we're not researcher, don't worry, we're not dealing with you. We know that you are just here for a job, just to look after your children, but we are disappointed with you that you are allowing white system to give instructions to implement the programs that undermine and give pain to black people when you are also black people. That is our only disappointment, but otherwise we know that we are not dealing with you. You are just small boys who are used by white capital. We are dealing with white capital. The reason why we are here, comrades, is that in South Africa, there is a concentration of banks. There is no economy in the world that can grow unless through the financial system. Because all our dreams to build businesses must be funded by banks. Unfortunately, in South Africa, we've got 5 untransformed, proud racist banks. You are ABSA, you are FNB, you are Nedbank, you are Standard Bank, and there is a new one called Capitec, which is run by some few white boys in Stellenbosch. They are sitting there in Stellenbosch, and they are making money out of the banking fees that you pay as black people. So these banks, they want to be the only one there so that they manipulate the monopoly of financial services provision. That's why even if you are a black business person and you've got R1 million in the bank and you are asking them to give you 5 million rand to build business, they'll say you don't qualify. But a white guy who is not even working, who is staying with his father in a farm, will be given money by this bank to build businesses. And we are fighting against that system. And what they've been doing, comrades, every black bank, they are killing it. They started with the VBS. The VBS was started in 1950-something. The South African Reserve Bank here, they refused to give them a banking license. So when you don't give a bank a banking license, you are making it to operate with 25% capacity. Because it cannot loan money like the FNB. So they don't give them the banking license. And after 10 years they say, but they're not making money. And they use this guy called the Provincial Authority to close them. They've done that with VBS. And the black people in VBS who have been members are now forced to be members of white banks. And because we did not fight, comrades, because the system saw that they can close a black bank and we don't fight, they now want to close another black bank, which is called the Itala Bank.
And we must reach a point where we're saying, we didn't fight with VBS, but now we're going to fight. We're not going to allow the stooges of white capital and white capital to close Itala Bank. Itala Bank was formed in 1958. To this day, they don't have a license. Why? Capitec got a license. Discovery Bank get a license. Time Bank get a license. They just gave a license to all mutual bank is coming. But the black banks are not given licenses. And comrades are complaining over WhatsApp groups and Facebook. As MK was saying to this white monopoly capital stooges who are here, and their holders and their handlers, that what you are seeing today is just a warning. We're warning you. So we're very gentle with you. We're speaking nicely to you. We could have organized a national march, but we decided that let's start nicely by organizing a regional march from Tshwane. So this march is only the comrades in Tshwane. If they are not going to listen to us, we are going to come with a national march that is going to declare this country to be on a standstill. We are going to declare this country of Helen Zille, because I need to know that today the government is run by Helen Zille and her gang. Cyriliana is just an employee of government. He just gets a salary, that's all. So we're warning them that if they are not going to listen to us and stop destroying Itala, we're going to have a national march that is going to bring this country into a standstill. Are we ready, comrade, to bring this country into a standstill? Anyizo, comrade, are you ready to take this country into a standstill? Manda! Hawa, tu! Mata! Thank you.